what to expect from our Indian markets today. To tell us that, Vijay Bhambwani, who is the author and CEO of BSPL joins us on the phone line. Good morning, Vijay. Good to have you with us on Morning Mantra. We're seeing weak global cues, a dismal start to the Asian markets as well. What is the range that you're mapping for the Nifty? Key levels that we'll be testing today?
Good morning, Kamya. I think you're right there about the global cues exerting downward pressure, and I would watch the first level as 47.50. Now, should that be taken out, I would like to watch what kind of traded volumes and open interest changes there are before taking fresh short calls on the market at this point in time. But the mood clearly remains bearish, and if any upsides are seen, I think they get sold into. So unless the Nifty goes above 48.50, 48.75 intraday, I think there is a case for a lower top and lower bottom formation in place here, with the first support being at 47.50 level.
Vijay, morning. It's a terrible start to the day, at least for Asia. So tell us sector specific, what is it that you'd look to be, trading in? Would you be betting on defensives, to protect the portfolio overall? And would you be short on capital goods and autos?
Well, I agree with capital goods and autos still remaining in the short mode, although fresh shorts, if the market's going to open with a percent and a half gap down, fresh shorts are not advisable on auto and capital goods. But existing shorts, if any, can be held on to, because I think there's still in the last 3 to 5% decline still remaining to unfold, and therefore bottom fishing should not really be tried out. As far as trading buys are concerned, I think there could be pockets of strength here, especially counters which are news-driven. Take a look at what's happening in the gas space with the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board coming out and issuing a statement. So you could have an Indraprastha Gas or the Gas Authority of India Limited or a Petronet LNG attempting an uptick. Although if the markets are opening at a percent and a half, I don't know whether there will be follow-up buying good enough to maintain that uptrend. So later on in the day, they also might get sold into at higher level.
Right. And Vijay, can you recommend an F&O strategy that our viewers can adopt for today's session?
I would attempt to buy the June futures of Petronet LNG. I think at 134 or 135 levels, one can attempt longs, hold these longs with a stop loss at 131 levels, and attempting to book profits at close to 140 or 142 levels or end of the session, whichever comes first.
Vijay, you did touch upon the gas companies, but the other side of the oil basket, really, the explorers and the OMCs, we saw a fair bit of selling come into some of these big names there, the likes of a Cairn India. We had a Reliance Industries that lost close to 3%. What you were spotting on the charts for these two names, is the trend weak even for the next 3 to 4 trading sessions possibly?
I would agree, yes. And part of your reason is in the oil prices. As oil prices head lower, I think exploration companies are likely to have lower realizations, and therefore you're seeing pressure on Cairn and Reliance. Both these counters, I think, barring any spike in oil prices on the commodity exchanges, are headed lower. And if the markets are likely to go down a percent and a half, my bet is these stocks will sink more than a percent and a half. That is called underperformance vis-a-vis the broader markets. I think this underperformance is likely to continue in the near future. So if you're expecting a percent lower opening on the Nifty, I think I would bet on a percent and a half, 2% lower opening on Cairn and Reliance.
All right, Vijay, we'd let you go on that. Thanks very much for joining in and giving us all those ideas.